Good afternoon and welcome to baseball. We are proud to bring you the McDonald's Fighting Squirrels baseball from Hillhouse Park in Charleston across the Acor Media Network. I'm Tommy Jacobs bringing you all the action this afternoon of the 19 and under Fighting Squirrels taking on the 18 and under Fighting Squirrels. The senior Squirrels are coming off a big doubleheader victory up in Farmington against Mineral Area Orioles. The Squirrels came out on top 12-2 in the opener and 19-1 in the nightcap. Opening night, which we were here to broadcast, was a split of the two with Jackson Senior American Babe Ruth. Squirrels winning the first game 14-8 and dropping the second game 15-5. We're proud to be here, and we got some beautiful afternoon for baseball. Got these two real good teams, both very well coached. Looks like the referees are taking their positions, and the 19 and under Squirrels are taking the field. So we're about ready for baseball as the coaches bring their lineup to the umpire, and looks like leading off for the 18 and under will be the third baseman, Warren Thurman. We'll be back here Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock to broadcast another game, and I think who's coming in, the Poplar Bluff River Rats. So it'll be a pretty good game. These game the other night, several errors, but that was the first game in a long time. Some of these young men hadn't played. Some of them been in high school and just get through with their season a week or two ago. Some of the college players been through for a few weeks, but they'll get it together. It was a very, very interesting game, especially the first game, and they just couldn't seem to get it going in that nightcap. But Jackson had a pretty good team, and that pitcher for them, I believe his name was Anderson. He held them in check pretty good. But we'll see what happens this afternoon. And we want to thank everyone for letting us know that they're watching. We'll try to do you a good job. And we're about ready for some baseball as they're still discussing some things with the officials. As the 18 and under are on deck, they're ready to start, and Warren Thurman getting loose, getting ready. Marty Young getting ready to head down to first base, and Frax is going down the third base line as the coaches. Jamie Frax is the manager, and Marty Young is one of the coaches. I would say Frax is from Portageville. His son plays on that team, and a very good player he is, just coming off a very good season for the Portageville Bulldog. As we're ready for some baseball, as Warren Thurman steps in. We're ready for the first pitch. And Preston Van Dyke will be the hurler for the 18 and under. He looks in to get his signal as Jacob Guest gives him a signal. Here's the first pitch of the game, and just a little, they called it a strike. He was a little late with that call, but looked like a good pitch from up here anyway. As Van Dyke looks in, he getting ready to bring the second pitch of the day. He brings it in. That one was a little bit low, so that evens the count at 1-1. Like I said earlier, beautiful day for baseball at a beautiful park. This is really, really a nice park. If you haven't seen this park, you ought to come over and watch a ball game. There's another pitch, and called it a strike. That umpire's a lot like the softball umpires. You see, it takes him a while before he makes the call, and I'll try not to make the call before he does. And so that is 1 ball and 2 strikes as Van Dyke brings it, and he got out of the way. That was quite a little bit inside. I thought it hit him at first, but I think he got out of the way as Thurman looks down the third base line there at his coach. And now we're ready as Van Dyke pitching from the stretch as he brings it in and fouled it off to the left. Hang pretty tight that time. So we're 2-2. Just getting started here at Hillhouse Park. Van Dyke looks in, gets his signal. We're ready to bring it. Goes from the stretch, and here's the pitch. There's a smash down the third base line. Nice fielding up over the first. Out. Nice field. I think that was Very nice play at third base. And that was Ben Bledsoe. Ben played first the other night on both games. Now they moved him to third. Ben's a good athlete. Matter of fact, he's leading the team in RBIs. There's the pitch to the second place hitter, Heath Poindexter. 0-1, one out. The 19-year-old versus the 18-year-old. There's the second pitch, threw behind him for a ball. I think that might have got away from him a little bit. Van Dyke let it slip out of his hand a little bit. Poindexter backs out. Now he's ready. Here's the pitch. It's on its way. Comes down sidearm, hits a smash to third base, fielded by a very nice Jace Aycock out of East Prairie. Jace, a very good player. Now brings in, let's see who we got coming in here. Number 13, that is Caden Kennedy. He's the first baseman. 2 outs, and here's the pitch. Curveball caught the inside corner for strike one. Looks in, gets his sign, and he brings it home. And there's a smash to second base, fielded cleanly up, throw it out for the third out. That 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back with the bottom half of the first after this.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Well, we're back as the Trey Benthal, the catcher, and Thomas Frakes, the pitcher. That's the Portageville combination for the 18 and under. They came off a third place finish. No, it was a second place finish in the state. Very good team. Congratulations to those young men. And they're ready to get going. We got, I think, one more pitch. Is waiting on deck is the center fielder, Garrison Scott, out of East Prairie. He had a nice game the other night. Scott's batting average of 500, on base percentage 562. He has 5 RBIs on the young season. He's been at bat 14 times. He's had 7 hits, of course, 2 base on balls. So he's been on base several times early season. Finished with his warm-up pitches, and Garrison Scott steps in to face Frax. Nice athlete, plays football, and I think he plays basketball also down at Portageville, and apparently a pretty good pitcher at that. So we'll see how Garrison Scott faces. I think they probably faced each other this season during the high school days, as here's the first pitch, and it hit him on the shoulder, and that'll put Scott on first. Not a real good way to start if you're a leadoff hitter and get smacked right off the start. That happens. Now coming in is Jace Aycock. Jace, has played in all 4 games. He's averaged 400, 600 on base percentage. He has 3 RBIs. He's out of East Prairie. Nice shortstop. Frax pitches from the stretch, brings it in, blew it by him, strike 1. Aycock looks down at Coach Minert, get his signal, get his sign, see what to do. As Garrison Scott got a pretty good lead over there, but way outside far. Ball 2. No, that's ball 1. I'm sorry. Aycock ready. Here's the delivery, and the runner goes, and safe at second. He had a nice jump, and the throw was on target by Benthal, but he had too good and he's got some speed, and he had a good jump. So that moved the runner down to second as Aycock, with a little punch out there, as quick as Scott can travel. I think a good single would bring him in. Here's the pitch, and he thought about going to third, but catcher Nate made a nice adjustment and smothered that ball and held him back at second. Trey Benthal behind the plate. And one of his Portageville teammates, Thomas Frax, on the hill as he brings it in. And there's a shot out to right, our center field. The center fielder comes around, picks it up for the first out of the inning. Aycock got a nice lick on it, but hit it right to the right center fielder. All right, that brings in Blake Anderson, the left fielder. Blake batting .400 on base percentage, .250 average, and ducks out of the way. And Blake has 7 RBIs on the young season. Frank's having a little trouble, but he'll settle down as the day goes on. And there's a pitch, and that's right down the alley, and he fouled it off down the third base line. Like that evened the count at 1-1. We got 1 out here in the bottom of the first as the 19 and under Squirrels try to get something going. Here's the pitch inside for ball 2. A lot of Southeast Missouri teams made it to the state tournament this year in baseball as well as softball and did very well. There's a pitch. It looked like just a little bit low. They're going to count to 3-1 on Anderson. Anderson's been to bat 12 times on the season, played in all 4 games. There's a pitch. High pop fly looked like out to the left fielder, and I think they lost it, and they lost it in the sun, and it goes by, and we may have an inside the Parker here. And there's the first run in, and we're going to have an inside the park home run. And that was, he got under that. That's number 11, Blake Anderson, to drive in a run and then circle the bases. The left fielder must have lost to the sun. You can see he couldn't recover. That brings it to a score of 2-0 here with 1 out. And Ben Bledsoe will be the hitter. He's the 4th place hitter. He is batting .714 on the season. He leads the team with 9 RBIs, and he's had 10 hits out of 14 times at bat. So Ben's pretty dangerous with the bat. As Coach Frack goes out, try to settle his pitcher down. And here they come back. The umpire goes down the line, and now he's coming back. We get this party started again. As Ben Bledsoe steps in to face Thomas Frax. Ash looks in, gets his signal. Here's the wind, and up the middle, and nice feeling. It looks like it's going to be close at first, but I believe they pull him off the the base, and Ben's going to be safe. So Bledsoe down to first. Looks like Ben might have pulled a muscle or so. He's still stretching out. Now he's back. Looks like he's doing too well, but he's ready to go. We have Dylan Thornborough in, and he lays down a bunt down the first baseline. That moves Bledsoe up, and he's going to be out or safe at first as quick as he is. He placed that bunt perfectly. So we got runners at first and second. And Carter Hyrick, the extra hitter, will be batting. He's a left-hander. He bat from the left side of the plate. Runners on first and second with one out, and the 19 and under leading 2-0. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball one. And Frax goes from a stretch. He looks the runners back. Now he brings it home, and strike one on the outside corner. Evens the count at one. One ball, one strike with one out. Two runners on. Frax brings it. Here it comes, and looks kind of close. Strike two. He painted that outside corner on this lefty 2 times in a row. We'll see if he goes back there. And here's the pitch. And he was going to go back there, and he did. And Thornborough just reached out and fouled it off. On deck will be well, I can't see the number. I'll get it for you in a second. And here's Frax pitch, and there's a shot to shortstop, and can't get him. It took a quick, and these 19 under Squirrels, they've got some kids that can really move, and he beat that out. It was a nice fielding by the shortstop for the 18 at J.D. Burton. But now we're loaded up, and we'll see what's going to happen here. Bases loaded. It's like right down the middle. Strike one called. This is Dawson Crawford. He started the game, our first game out here the other night. Pitcher done a very, very good job. There's next pitch, foul back to the right. It's Dawson Crawford has appeared in 2 of the games. On base percentage is .750. And he's also, he's been one game, he saved one game, and he lost one game. So here we go. We'll see what happens here with bases loaded, see if he can add to this total, and he fouls that one back. Ben Bledsoe down at third. Base is jammed with the 19 and under Squirrels. Thomas Frack looks in. Now he gets his signal. Now he's ready. Now he brings it. And there's a high fly ball to left field, and it looks like he might have lost that one too, and that's over the left fielder's head, and that will probably clear the bases. No, he's going to stop. He's going to hold a runner at third and second. So that was a nice lick. I think left fielder's really having trouble out there finding that ball in that sun, I suppose. McIlvain in, number 3. And he's batting 143 on the year. 3 RBIs. Gabe McIlvain. 19 and under Squirrels is having a good, their part of the inning going very well for them. Here's the pitch from Frax. Looks like a good one from here, but just a little bit outside, or inside, I'm sorry. Still with one out, 4-1, 4-0, 19 and under. Frax outside. Ball 2. Frax having a little trouble finding the strike zone early in this game. Frax looks in, throws it. Smashed down by the third baseman, and that's going to bring in 2 more as Bledsoe crosses the plate, and the McVane down at second. That brought in Bledsoe as well as Dawson Crawford. So there's McVane is on second, still with one out, leading 6-0, the 19-year-olds. The base umpire is doing a little cosmetic surgery to the mound. Now we're ready for Frax is ready, catcher's ready, everybody's ready to go with one out as Van Dyke comes to the plate. First pitch, low, ball 1. Van Dyke batting 200 on the young season. There's the pitch, look pretty good. Strike 1, evens the count at 1. Frax is a pretty quick worker. He's ready to go again. Threw it by him on a nice fastball. He loaded up on that fastball and threw it by him. Frax gets his signal from his catcher, and Van Dyke fouls it off to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Runner on second. We said it earlier, it's sure a beautiful day for baseball. Come out, looks like a pretty good crowd. Not a bad crowd for early start at noon. And there's another foul off, out of play. Van Dyke steps in as Frax brings another fastball a little bit low, gets away from the catcher as the runner advances to third. So there's got a runner at third. 19's already leading 6-0, and that brings a full count, 3-2. And here's the pitch by Frax. Another foul back to the right. Thomas Frax had a pretty good year, had a real good year pitching for Portageville. Frax steps off, looks at the runner. He wasn't happy with the signal. He shakes off the catcher. Now he's ready, goes into his stretch, and here's the pitch. Struck him out, punched him out. Brings 2 outs. Jacob Guest, the catcher out of Cooter. If I'm not mistaken, Guest will be a junior next year at Cooter. He's a nice player, had a nice game the other night as he watches the first pitch go wide to the outside. Good job by Benthal to get in front of that. Frax into the wind. There's the pitch, and there's a shot over the third baseman's head out into left field, and that brings in another run. Nice hitting by and we're going to have a pitch runner for Van Dyke. Or I'm sorry, guest. We got 2 outs. The 19 and under leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the first. Frank's pitch was a little bit low. Pretty good lead at first. Back pitcher from the stretch. Here's the pitch outside. Ball 2. And Frank's just having a little problem finding that strike zone consistently. He blew it by him that time with a nice fastball on the inside corner. Two and one. Ball 3. Ball low into the dirt. Nice recovery by Bento. Big lead at first. Ball high as Scott will go down. We have batted around. And Jason Aycock will come to the plate. Runners on first and second, and Frex is going to come out. We're going to have another pitcher come in. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back at Charleston after this.
To make the right decisions for your operation, you need 2 things: accurate, secure data and the ability to make it work for you. Introducing AFS Connect Advanced Farming Systems from Case IH. AFS Connect puts you in total command of your operation, bringing together your farm, fleet, and data like never before, with ongoing support from your Case IH dealer every step of the way, so you can increase efficiency year-round. Whether you're optimizing soil conditions, managing nutrients, planting, or harvesting, AFS Connect allows you to remotely monitor every machine. You'll have access to location, diagnostics, fuel, and engine data, giving you the information you need to make the right decisions for your operation. Now that's rethinking productivity.
Well, Caden Kennedy comes in to take over the pitching duties as he and Frex change places. Thomas Frex will be the new first baseman. And we'll see how this goes as the 18 under find themselves down 7-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And he looks like he's got some pretty good speed on it. You know, as said the other night, Luke was exactly right. There's no defense for the walk. Nothing you can do about it. If you throw it across there and hit it, you've got other players out there, 7 in the field and a catcher to bail you out. Kennedy looks in. And there's a smash by Aycock. It's going to find a gap, and it's going to bring in 1 run, and the player advances to third as Aycock stops at first. Blake Anderson steps to the plate. Blake's batting .250 on the season with 7 RBIs so far. And there goes Aycock to second with no throw with the runner on third. Anderson looking for the pitch. Here's the 1-0 pitch from the hurdler, and it's a little bit low. Caden Kennedy out of Dexter athlete, taking over for Thomas Frax. Kennedy Nice fastball, foul back to the screen by Anderson. Ben Bledsoe on deck, the leading RBI man for the 19 and under. And here's the pitch. Outside. Here's the count to 3-1. Anderson would like to find a pitch to drive as Kennedy brings it home. And that's going to fill him up as Anderson draws the walk for Ben Bledsoe comes to the plate. As we said earlier, Ben Bledsoe's batting average is .714 coming into the day with 9 RBIs. He's played in all 4 games. He's a very good hitter. Foul back to the screen, strike 1. Clayton Kennedy looks in with the bases loaded, trying to get out of this jam. He looks in, picks up his signal, and here's the pitch. And there's a smash into left field. That's going to at least plate 2 as Ben Bledsoe adds to his RBI, team leading. That brings it 10-0. This is the 19 unders are really not having too much trouble hitting these pitchers. But when the 18s come to bat, maybe they can get something going. We got a man on first and second for the 19-year-olds. Here's a pitch a little bit outside. No, he called that a strike. I guess I better leave the umpiring to him until he makes that call. And I talk about people doing that, and I turn around and do it. Here's a pitch from Kennedy. Smash to third base. Nice pick up by the third baseman. And throws it by him. That's going to score another, make it 11-0, and the runner moves up to third. We got first and third with 2 outs. Hiring the extra hitter comes to the plate. The lefty is ready. He steps in the box as Clayton Kennedy looks in. Looks Bledsoe back to third. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Kennedy pitching out of the stretch, keeping them honest on the base pads. Strike 2. He got that outside corner again. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And he winds. Here's his pitch. And he was going back to that outside corner again, and the Hiring fouled it off to the third base side. Ben Bledsoe down at third. Ball inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hiring waiting for the pitch, and here it comes. Try blew it by him for the 3rd out, but not before the 19 and under Squirrels pick up 11 runs. So after 1, it's 11-0. The 19-year-olds will be back.
Does your business need literally anything? When we founded C&S Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. C&S has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
person comes in the Clarktonian, the first thing I look for when I step out of the kitchen is I look for people that's smiling, because if they're not smiling, then we're doing something wrong. You know, obviously we want them to have good food and good service, but we want them to have a good time. So if you come and eat with us and you're not having a good time, I'm going to come to your table and ask you something wrong, because we pride ourselves on everybody smiling that comes in. So when you think of Clarkton, we want you to think the Clarktonian.
Well, we're back at Hill House Park. Preston Van Dyke just finishing his warm-up tosses. We're waiting on a hitter for the 18 and under, and coming out of the dugout will be I'll have to get his number in a second. Number 14, that is Trey Benthal, the fourth place hitter out of Portageville. The catcher does a fine job behind the plate. Got quite the workout in the first half of the inning, or the second half of the inning, I should say. As Van Dyke looks in to get a sign, and Benthal waits, and here's a pitch. Strike one, hit by him. Benthal steps in as Van Dyke brings the second pitch, and here it is. It comes around sidearm, and strike two. Periodically, Van Dyke will do that. He did that the other night. He'll come up, bring that thing sidearm, and you get that thing across. That keep that batter off balance, and he's doing a pretty good job with it today. And now he brings it across the top, and it's fouled off to the right, out of play. Here's the next pitch from Preston Van Dyke. Across the top, there's a down to third base. Nice field, Bloodsaw across the way, threw him out. Brings us out one. Nice play by Ben Bledsoe. Thomas Frakes, the first baseman, started today on the mound, but now he's moved to first base to make room for the Caden Kennedy took over. As Frakes looks in to Van Dyke, and Van Dyke brings it around sidearm, brings it a little bit inside. No, they call that a strike. Okay, strike one. Preston Van Dyke. It's across the top, and a nice hit. Looks like down the first baseline. First baseman fades back, makes the catch for out number two. Burton will be the hitter. J.D. Burton, he's the shortstop. He's a sixth place hitter. Van Dyke held him in check so far. If the athletes is 18 and under has, they could explode for several runs in one inning. It's ball outside. 11-0 with two outs here in the top of the second. And here's the pitch. Foul in on his hands, and he fouls it off, foul down the first baseline. J.D. Burton, the sixth place hitter, the shortstop, facing Preston Van Dyke. Van Dyke throws inside. Van Dyke is pitched 3 innings today, as before today. Pitched, he's given up 4 base on balls, and he's had 2 strikeouts. Nice pitch, call strike. That's strike 2. It's 2-2 with 2 outs. Preston Van Dyke looks in, gets his signal. Here's the pitch. Nice shot down to Bledsoe. Bledsoe picks it up. Long throw across the diamond. Got him. That brings us to the bottom of the second. And we'll be back at Charleston in a little bit.
At Focus Bank, we believe in really free checking. What does that mean? Well, opening an account requires no more than $25 with no minimum balance requirements or monthly service charges. You'll also have access to online and mobile banking, online bill pay, direct deposits, mobile deposits, automatic payments, e-statements, a nationwide network of ATMs, and an instant issue debit card, all for free. Your first order of checks is on the house, and you'll also receive a complimentary thank you gift. Come visit us in Sykeston, Charleston, Crothersville, or East Prairie. Focus Bank, simple, hassle-free checking that's really free.
Caden Kennedy taking his warm-up tosses. Caden took over midway through the first, and he's going to try to hold these 19-year-olds where they're at, and they've scored 11. But we'll see how it goes. It looks like Dawson Crawford will be the leadoff man. Dawson's pitched. He's a base on ball when he pitched the other night. He did a nice job. As Dawson steps in, Caden Kennedy in the wind, and here's a pitch, strike one, but by him, nice pitch by Caden Kennedy. Here's the second pitch coming from Kennedy. He was same place and blew it by him again for strike two. Two very nice pitches from Caden Kennedy. Crawford steps in. Here's the pitch. A little bit outside. Gets away from the catcher. Benthal. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. Foul back to the right. Just got a little piece of it. One ball, 2 strikes as Kennedy into his wind, and here's the pitch, and struck him out, blew it by him. Nice pitch by Caden Kennedy. Gabe McIlvain steps in. He entered today averaging 143 with 3 RBIs. Looks like Caden Kennedy kind of found his rhythm, and he stayed around the plate with all those pitches, did a nice job. As he throws in it, threw it by for strike one. Pitch on the way, and inside, even the count at 1. McIlvain waiting on the pitch, into the wind. And pitch on the way, fouled off back behind us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I got it. And 1 out in the bottom of the second. 19-year-old Squirrels and under, leading 11-0. Caden Kennedy throws it a little bit outside, and Good job by the catcher, Benthal. Kennedy into the wind and brings the pitch in. Foul down the left or the third base line. On deck is the pitcher, Van Dyke. There's into the wind and the pitch on the way. Foul ball. He's got 2-2 count as Caton Kennedy looks in and delivers a pitch and struck him out. He blew it by him, and that's 2 strikeouts for Kennedy in this bottom of the second. That brings in Van Dyke, the pitcher. His batting average coming into the day is 200. He's got 1 RBI on the season. Kennedy seemed to have found his rhythm, stays around that plate very well, and he threw another one by him. He's got bringing the heat to him. Strike 1 to Preston Van Dyke. Second pitch on the way, and looked like it was a little bit low. That evens the count at 1. Caton Kennedy on the mound out of Dexter, doing a nice job. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Foul down the first baseline. As McIlvain steps back in, Kennedy looks in for the sign as he brings the 2-2 pitch. Oh. And there's a little shot over the, going to find the gap just over the shortstop's head for a single for Preston Van Dyke. That's going to bring in the catcher, Jacob Guest. Jacob out of Cooter. Jacob did a good job the other night. He's been at bat 9 times. He's had 3 hits, 2 base on balls, batting .333, and no RBIs as of yet. Foul ball, strike 1. He's held these 19 and under Squirrels in check as part of this bottom of the second. He's doing a nice job as he goes into the wind with a no ball 1 strike, and there is a shot to center field. The center fielder chases it down, gets under it to retire the side. So after 2 complete innings, it's 11-0, the 19-year-olds, and with the 18-year-olds coming to bat. They'll be back.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
First State Community Bank has been named the #1 bank in Missouri by Forbes, and we think they might be onto something. When it comes to banking, we've always said that people should come first, and we hold true to that idea. Opening an account has never been easier. You can even do it online. We want our community to thrive, and that's why we put it in our name. So come bank with the certified best at First State Community Bank, serving our community because it's who we are.
ready to start the top of the third as the Van Dyke finishes his warm-up pitches, and stepping in will be out of Malden, Cooper Thomas, the center fielder. You got one more pitch, and here we go. Nice throw down to second. Gaston does a good job behind the plate as Cooper Thomas steps in. Cooper Thomas plays for Timmy Harmon down at Mullen. Plays basketball and baseball. Cooper stands in as Van Dyke pitch on the way, and strike one, blew it by him. Preston Van Dyke. Here comes the pitch, and looks like it hit him on the left arm. He's holding that arm, trying to get some feeling back in it. So Cooper runs down to first, takes his place, and looks like he's okay. He's still holding that arm. Might have got him on the elbow. As here comes the little left-handed batter to face Van Dyke with a runner on first, ball outside. That's Bryce Thurman, the 8th place hitter. Van Dyke looks in and delivers the pitch. With the leader, the base runner has a good lead, and strike on the outside corner. Evens the count at 1. Cooper Thomas had a nice lead over there. I thought he might have been thinking about trying to swipe second, but the catcher's got a good arm behind here, and I'm sure they're very well aware of that. And all outside. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out with Cooper Thomas down at first. Cooper has a nice lead, and here comes the pitch, and now they chase him back. They getting out there a little bit too far. Van Dyke chased him back. Two balls and a strike on Thurman. He steps in, and here's the pitch. High, ball 3. Cooper Thomas, I've watched him play at Mullen a few times. He has some speed. You know, you give him a chance, you let him get off there enough, he'll try to swipe second. And here's the pitch, fouled off to the left. Didn't look like he was thinking about going that time. He just had a real nice lead. And 11-0, the top of the third. We'll see what happens. And here's Van Dyke's pitch. Oh, just a little bit foul. Boy, that thing went down that line and just a few inches foul. That would have brought the runner around, I think, all the way around. But we'll come back with the 3-2 pitch from Van Dyke. Bryce Thurman smile. He thought he had him at least a double in there as he steps out. Van Dyke gets his signal as Cooper Thomas leads off first. Here's the pitch. Oh, gets away. Oh, that ball hit the batter. I think it hit. Maybe not, but I thought it did. But if it didn't, it was a ball 4 anyway. So we got some Squirrels on the bases with Cooper Thomas at second and Thurman at first. Stepping in will be Rafe Bracey. Van Dyke looks the runners back. Bracey's the 9th place hitter. He plays second base. Probably butchering his name, but Van Dyke checking the runners. Now he brings it to the plate. Little pop-up. Second base calls everybody off. He takes it for the out. First out of the top of the third. Warren Thurman, the third baseman, the leadoff hitter. We'll see what he can do, if he can advance these runners or bring one in. And Dyke looks the runner back, and here it goes, and up the middle, and it's going to be a double play. What a nice play by Van Dyke. That was a line shot back to the pitcher, and he caught it and wheeled and caught Cooper Thomas off base. We'll be back at Charleston in a little bit.
Juju Promotions in New Madrid is your one-stop shop for all your personalized merchandise. Whether it's screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, heat presses, or decals, we've got something that will suit your needs. So you, your school, or your business will always be looking its best. There's tons to see, from apparel to accessories. So what are you waiting for? Stop into Juju Promotions today in New Madrid, Missouri. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world-famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
Well, we're back for the bottom half of the third, with the 19-year-old Squirrels leading 11-0. And coming to bat, I want to say hello to our friend Terry McVeigh. Terry texted us, told us he was listening in. Wish you were here, Terry. Have a safe next week. I know you've got some plans, and we'll get together before long. We'll do some games. Terry and I have done a lot of games together, done a lot of football, done a lot of basketball. Haven't done any baseball together. And as you can tell, I haven't done very much baseball. The other night was my first two games, but I know Terry would be an asset. And as the center fielder, Garrison Scott, steps in. Garrison bet 500 on a year coming in today with 5 RBIs. And he'll be facing Kennedy. Scott, a shot to second base. Looked like it was fielded. 11. Brian's, I think that's number 11 out on second base. Maybe not. Hard for me to see. It may be Gracie. We're going to have a to the plate. Nobody on with 1 out. Bottom of the third. Well, just a little bit low as Caden Kennedy still around the strike zone. Pretty good. After he settled down, he's doing a nice job. And there's a pitch, and that's going to be a strike on the outside corner to the left-handed Aycock. Coming into the day, batting 400, Jace Aycock. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Aycock looking for the, and here it comes outside. Blake Anderson on deck. Caden Kennedy looks in, gets his sign from Benthal, and here's off to the behind the dugout. 11-0. 19-year-olds over the 18-year-olds at the. As Aycock looks the pitch. And got a piece of it. Fouled it back to the screen. Blake Anderson waits on deck to take his time at bat as ball outside. And he brings it 3-2. Full count. Into the wind, and here's the pitch. On the first base, come up and safe. They toss it away as Aycock heads to second, standing up. And I believe that would probably be an error on the first baseman. I'm not sure about that, but Cox quick down the line, and they had to hurry to try to get him, and that brings in Blake Anderson. We're going to see what Blake has done so far for the year. Blake has been batting. He's batting .250. He has 7 RBIs coming into today. Aycock out on second with 1 out. Anderson at the plate. Pitch from Kennedy, a little bit high. We'll see what Kennedy has dialed up for him on this pitch. He looks in, looks back at Aycock, brings it to the plate. Shot down the third base line, a little bit foul. We'll do it again. Aycock on second with 1 out. Anderson at the plate. All outside. Ben Bledsoe waits on deck. Two and one. The count as here's the pitch, and there's a shot down over the third baseman's head past the right fielder, and that's going to score a run as Anderson winds up at second. Nice hit. He lit it up on that. Ben Bledsoe, as we said earlier, batting .714 coming into the day with 9 RBIs, and I know he's at least got 2 or 3 today, and so he's a good RBI man, makes good contact with the ball. That makes it 12-0. Bledsoe looks for the pitch from Kennedy, and here it comes, and it's blew it by him, strike 1. Ben steps back in as Anderson toes the rubber, looks the runner back, now delivers a pitch outside. If it's the count at 1. Ben steps out. Now he's ready. Steps back in as Kate Kennedy looks in for his signal. Here it comes. Oh, strike 2. Nice pitch. Blew that by Bledsoe. Kennedy pitches out of the stretch. And here's the pitch to, just got a piece of that one. Fouled it back to the screen. One ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. There's the pitch. Ben reached out, poked it out of bounds or out of play. Waiting on a good pitch. Something to drive to bring that runner in to add to that RBI total. And so waits as Kennedy delivers. Shot to the right field. Going to get by the right fielder. That's going to bring a runner in as Bledsoe rounds first, heads to second. He will stop at second with a double. Nice hitting by Ben Bledsoe to drive in Blake Anderson. Thornborough comes in. Dylan batting, coming into the day, batting .333. Bledsoe out on second. Thornborough looks, waiting for Kennedy's pitch, and here it comes, and he drives it out to right field, but the right fielder is chasing it down, gets under it, makes the catch for the out as Bledsoe tagged up and ended up at third. That brings it 2 outs. Carter Hiring is the hitter. He's had no hits coming into the day, 2 base on balls, and no RBIs. But that's coming into the day. Official calls timeout. The ump says someone pick that bat up. And Crawford comes over and picks it up. And now Hiring steps back in, waiting on Caden Kennedy's pitch. Got that Bledsoe down at third. And there's a shot to left field, and that's going to drop, going to bring in Bledsoe. Nice hit by Thornborough. Dawson Crawford's. This is right here from Charleston. Nice player. Steps in with 2 outs and drives it to the left fielder, and it comes up, makes the catch to retire the side, but not before they pick up a couple runs. It's 14-0 going to the top of the 4th. So we'll be right back.
Autry Moreland wants to buy your car. Big cars, small cars, fast cars, and funny cars. If it's got 4 wheels and an engine, we're swiping right. We've got the largest pre-owned inventory in Southeast Missouri right here at Autry Moreland Automotive. Even if Moreland's not on the back of your car, we're still interested. There's never been a better time to make a change. Come to one of our 5 Autry Moreland locations in Dexter or in Sykeston, Missouri, and let us help you turn what you have into what you want.
Well, we're ready for the top of the 4th action as Preston Van Dyke has held the 18-year-old Squirrels scoreless. Poindexter steps in to face Van Dyke. And Dyke's done a real nice job on the mound today. As he looks in, comes around sidearm inside. Ball 1. And Dyke's second pitch. Strike to even the count at 1-1. Dexter looks for a fastball, and he gets it. A foul it back to the left. Preston Van Dyke done a real good job today so far to hold these 18-year-olds scoreless, because this is a good team. This 18 and under is a good team. Struck him out, called him out, punched him out on the inside corner. Aiden Kennedy, the pitcher, the Dexter player, steps in. Ben Bledsoe down the third base line. Aycock at shortstop. There's a shot to shortstop. And Aiden Kennedy beats it out. It was mishandled at short. Probably going to be an error on Chase Aycock. And he don't do many of those, but sometimes it takes bad bounce out there. Brings in Trey Benthal, a Portageville native. He will face Van Dyke with one out and a runner on first. He's thinking, got a nice lead, and he thought about going, but strike one. Nice fastball right down the pike. Caden Kennedy on first. Benthal waits, and here's the no ball, one strike, and he throws over to bring Kennedy back. He was getting out a little bit too far on that. Van Dyke really had nice command of the game today. Here's the pitch. Inside. Even the count at 1. From the stretch, Van Dyke brings it. Popped up, and right fielder comes in, makes the catch for the second out. Thomas Frakes was going to bat. Thomas, a good athlete out of Portageville. Thomas waits on a pitch from Preston Van Dyke, as here's the pitch down the middle, and he fouls it back to the right. Van Dyke looks in, gets his signal. No ball, one strike, as here's the delivery inside. Close to hitting him, but he got out of the way. Evens at 1. 1-1 with 2 outs. Kennedy down on first. As Van Dyke, here's his delivery. Foul ball down the third base line. Fielded by the coach for the 18 and unders. And Dyke's next pitch got away from him and got by the catcher. That will advance Caden Kennedy to second base. Thomas Frace got one out on second. He could, with a good single, would bring Kennedy in. And threw behind him again when he dropped down on that sidearm. Got to keep them on their toes. But Van Dyke has got a 3-2 count on Thomas Frakes with 2 outs with a runner on second. And here's the pitch down the middle. Struck him out, foul ball, held on by the catcher. That retires the side. So after 3.5 innings, 14-0. The 19-year-old Squirrels up big. So we'll be right back.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Powell Funeral Home in Canton, Missouri is here to provide comfort in your most trying time. We'll be with you every step of the way, from planning to final arrangements. With live streaming options and a quality that gives your loved ones the care they deserve. With a modern facility and the willingness to make a difference.
Because there is a difference, there is Powell Funeral and Cremation Services.
Well, we're back at the bottom of the fourth, and looks like we have a new pitcher, Warren Thurman, taking over pitching duties, as he will face the number 3 for the 19-year-old. That is Gabe McCavin. They come in the game batting 143. Don't forget, we'll be back Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock when the Poplar Bluff River Rats come to town, and we'll be here to bring it to you. As he finishes his warm-up tosses, the shot down the Benthal's got a nice arm, put it on the spot down there. McLevain steps in. He was the right fielder. Made a nice catch out there at the top of the inning. Warren Thurman looks in. He was a third baseman. Now he's pitching. Here's the pitch. A little bit high. Had a little smoke on that. He's got a pretty good arm, but just a little bit high to McLevain. And here's the second pitch. Two balls and no strikes. McLevain looking for something to hit. There it is, and it's going to be in the gap, and he got all of that. He's going to go to the wall as McLevain around second. He will end up at third. What a nice lick on that. Stand-up triple for Gabe McLevain. The pitcher, Preston Van Dyke, steps in with nobody out and a runner on third. Well, that wall's back there. Somebody's going to have to juice it to get it out of here. That ball would have been out of most high school parks around here. Ball high. Ball one, nobody out. As Thurman looks in, gets his signal. Nice pass, blew it by him for a strike. Look to runner back, and here's the fastball from Thurman, but a little outside to Van Dyke. Two and one. Thurman from the windup. Here's the pitch. 3-1. Here's Thurman's pitch. Blew, nice pitch by him. Fastball, blew it by him. Strike 2. It brings full count, 3-2. Here in the bottom of the 4th. As Van Dyke steps back in. Foul ball down the right field line. This is the third pitcher of the day. Thurman took over for Caton Kennedy, who took over for Thomas Frakes. That was a walk down to first base, and now the catcher steps in. Number 14, Jacob Guest. 2 men on with no outs. Bottom of the 4th. Here's a pitch from Thurman. A little bit low. Runners get their lead as Thurman brings it. Foul ball back on the right. 1-1. As Guest steps back in. Nice little curveball. Got the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the catcher, Guest. Got a pretty good little hook on that ball. Here's the pitch. Straw punched him out, so it got that outside corner. Looked like that was a good call. Garrison Scott steps in. The first out of the inning. Thurman looks, runner back at first. Now he brings it home. Ball low. It's a signal. Runners take their lead. Blew it by him. Nice pitch for a strike. Here's the pitch on its way, and it's going to be inside to make it 2-1. Thurman pitches out of the stretch, keeping the runners close. And there's a shot down the third base line, fielded cleanly across the diamond for the out. Brings out number 2. That's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll recap this thing. The 15-0, and the 19-year-olds really did a nice job. And you know, this 1800's got some talented players on there. They're gonna do well as the season progresses, and we will be back here Monday at 4 o'clock to bring you the action with the 19-year-old Squirrels and the Poplar Bluff River Rats. And we want to thank everyone for tuning in, and I'm Tommy Jacobs for all the Acor Media crew that do such a great job, and we'll see you Monday. Goodbye.
What is Southeast Missouri? Let's try this again. You are Southeast Missouri. You make Southeast Missouri what it is. And Southeast Missouri is who we are. It's in our name. It's in our past. And with you, it's our future. Welcome home.